Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Today I am doing a very quick review and probably a very long demo of the 1000 Hour Day to Night lash sets. Now these lash sets were sent to me for consideration and I was originally just going to do a quick review, and if I had actually gone through with that then this probably would have been up about 2 months ago, but I decided to bite off more than I can chew and do some looks to go along with the different types of lashes. So these lash sets contain 2 different sets of lashes. One of them is designed to be used for like a night look, so you know they're longer, they're a bit more dramatic, and then you have a day set which is a little bit more muted, a bit more sort of easy to wear during the day. You also get a little lash glue thingy in there, which I love. It's fantastic lash glue. Now before I get on to demoing these lashes, I'll just let you know they retail for $15.95 a pack, I believe it is. Now individual sets, so just one pair of lashes from 1000 Hour, I believe they're $9.95. So you're essentially getting a set for half the price of a full set of lashes. I think it's a great deal, especially if you can find a pack where you like both sets of the lashes. Good thing about 1000 Hour lashes is they're quite long. So if you have large eyes, these are definitely going to fit you. Don't you worry about that. And if you have small eyes like me, I've got like unusually creepy small eyes. They're probably not, but I think they are. Then you can actually like cut these lashes in half and you get more bang for your buck. When it came to these lashes, I didn't cut them all in half. Some of them were sort of a demi lash, and for me that was almost a full bar lash. Others I had to trim just a little bit, like with this set you'll see on the back I have my little offcuts, and I usually I hang on to them because you can use them to layer on the outer corners and it gives more oomph. So, you know, little trick. So the 2 sets that I have to play with, and I believe these are currently the only 2 day to night sets that they have released. This is the exotic black set, so these are, you'll get a closer look at these when I get to the demo. These are pretty much standard lashes. They are straight lashes, no fancy stuff going on. You've got some slightly shorter lashes, so you get that slightly feathered effect, and they gradiate in their length. The next set that we have are the Daring Twist. Now, I am actually wearing the demi set on my lashes today, so I can't show you them, but you will see them in the demo. These ones are, again, they gradiate in their length, from shorter on the inner corner to longer on the outer corner, and they actually crisscross over. So they give a really nice wispy effect. These ones are very, very pretty. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's get on to the demo of these lashes. This way you guys get to see what they look like. And for those of you who have been asking me to do some sort of look thing, here is your look thing. Enjoy. For the first 2 looks that I created, I used the exotic black day to night set, and I'm starting with a day look. The basic items I used to create this look were Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, Inglot eyeshadow in 328, MAC Black Tracks, NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in Via Veneto, and Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. The eyeshadow palette I'm using for this look is the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Volume 1 palette, and the shades I'm using are Soulful, All Heart, Java, Soft Light, and Transforming Pearl. So I'm just going to show you guys how I prep my base for my eyes on a daily basis. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm going in with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, and because I want a controlled application just over the lids and I want it to be a little bit heavier than usual, I'm using just a small detailing brush. My eyelids do have a little bit of foundation on them, so that will help to act as kind of like an eyeshadow primer for things that go in my crease and get smoked out. The last step to prepping my eyes before I actually go in with coloured eye products is applying the Inglot eyeshadow in 328 from my crease all the way up to my brow, and I apply it fairly heavily. This is essentially just to set that area because that's where all of the blending is going to happen. Now for the fun part, let's play with some colour. So I've taken the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette and I'm using Soulful, and I'm just pretty much placing it all over the center of my lid. I leave a little bit of a gap on the inner corner and on the outer corner just so I can get some like differences in color. Now the reason I use a shimmery eyeshadow primer in this case is because these eyeshadows are matte, and sometimes I like a little bit of a contrast between the matte shades in my crease and what's on my eyelids. To do that, I use a light reflecting primer because it just gives a tiniest little hint of light to the matte eyeshadows, and it's kind of pretty. I like it. Next, I'm working on the crease and I'm taking the shade All Heart, just a tiny bit on the outer corner and then into the crease, and I kind of focus it more on the outer corner of the crease and slowly feather it in so that you get sort of a gradiated line of color coming to the inner corner of your eye. Then you've just got to blend it. Blend, blend, blend. Blend is your friend. That's basically all I do. Go in with a blending brush and blend until it is soft. To intensify the outer corner, I'm taking Java and I am just focusing it on the outer corner. I'm using a fairly heavy application, but I'm keeping it just in that very outer corner. Next step is to take a very small blending brush and just blend that shade a little bit into the crease. We don't want to take it too far up because you don't want to lose that little fade you've got from All Heart. You just want to sort of blend that colour out a little bit. I'm taking the blending brush that I used with the All Heart shade and I'm going over that darker colour. That's mostly because it has a lighter colour on it and not as much product on there, so it's not going to make the eyeshadow any darker in that outer corner, but it will help to soften it up and add just a little bit more of All Heart back in there. To bring a hint of coolness back into that outer corner and crease, I'm taking Soft Light and I'm just softly blending it in with that fluffy brush. On the inner corner, I'm taking the Transforming Pearl shade and just popping it in over that Sin Primer Potion. And just to refresh the colour on the eyelid, I'm going back in with Soulful just over the centre of the lid. Alright, it's time to put those wings on. So I'm using MAC Fluid Line in Black Tracks and a thin angled brush to apply it, and I'm just applying a standard wing, nothing special here. I went for a thin application because I want the look to be more about the lashes and the eyeshadow, so it was just a very small wing, nice and thin. Next up is mascara. As I mentioned before, I'm using the Lancome Hypnose Drama. This is a beautiful mascara. It lengthens, volumizes, separates. You can very easily get it on your eyelids though, so watch out for that. Last step before applying the lashes is tight lining. I'm using the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in Via Veneto. Here's a tip: before you apply a set of new lashes, bend them. Get them in your fingers and roll it back and forth. This will soften the band and make it easier to apply. Alright, here I am going in with the lashes, and there we have the final look. Nice, fresh, feminine day look. For my night look, I'm going for something more sparkly and colourful. The basics that I'm using for this look are the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original, Inglot eyeshadow in 328. I am using MAC Fluid Line in Black Tracks, the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, and the NARS Larger Than Life Long Wear Eyeliner in Via Veneto. I'm using two eyeshadow palettes for this look. The first one is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. I'll be using the shades Combust and Password. And the other palette I'll be using is the Urban Decay Moondust palette. I will be using the shades Spectre, Element, and Vega. So my prep work is already done. I have used the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original all over the eyelid and up to the eyebrow, and I have set between the crease and the eyebrow with Inglot 328. The shade I'm working with at the moment is Urban Decay Combust from the Naked Smoky palette, and I'm just using this to add a little, just a tiny bit of shade to the eye. Since I'm going to be working with so many bright colors and then a fairly dark color, I just need something that's a little bit softer and natural to sort of go up towards my brow bone. It just makes the look work a little bit better. So I'm starting off with Spectre, which is going on my inner corners. I will say these shades can be a little bit difficult to work with unless you have a lovely sticky base, and they are messy. You may notice I have green glitter in my lashes on my lower lash line. This was from a failed attempt at playing with this palette, but you know, when you fall off your bike, get back on it. Next, I'm taking Element, and this is going to go over the center of the lid. On the outer corner, I am using Vega, and I'm just trying to blend that into the pink a tiny bit and create an ever so slight purple gradient. We will come back to these shades on the lid to sort of clean them up a bit, make them look a little bit more polished. We just want to get the basics of the color down. Going back to the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, I'm using a very thin blending brush, and I'm using the tiniest bit of Password at a time. Like, this color is actually really pigmented and takes a little bit of precision, if you ask me, especially on someone like me with small eyes. I am basically just applying it to my crease in a very thin line and then blending the outer corner out just a little bit. So I've done my wing liner and my lashes, and I've tight lined because, you know, you guys don't need to see that a million times. I'm going in with the lashes now. There you have it, a colourful, sparkly and slightly smoky night look. For my next two looks, I'm using the Daring Twist Day to Night set, and I will be starting with a day look. The basic products I'm using for this look are Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, Inglot Eyeshadow in 328, Lord & Berry Couture Kohl Kajal Eye Pencil, MAC Black Tracks, and the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. My coloured products for this look are extremely basic and simple. I have the Inglot AMC Pure Pigment Eyeshadow in number 22, and from the Lorac Mega Pro palette I am using the shade Mauve. So my base is prepped and ready to go, and I am taking the shade Mauve from the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm just working it on the outer corner and in the crease. I'm focusing it mostly on the outer part of the crease, and sort of smoking that out towards my, like, the tail of my brow, not too far, just a little bit, and I do work the color into the inner corner of my eye as well in the crease, but I try to keep that just a little bit more subtle. Next, I am taking the Inglot AMC Pure Pigment Eyeshadow in number 22, and I am patting it over the eyelid where I don't have any eyeshadow. So just over the primer and a little bit into the mauve shade. We will blend that out a little bit better. The trick with these Inglot pigments is to use a wet brush if you want a nice intense shine. And honestly, I would recommend holding a tissue under your lash line, your lower lash line, because these are really messy. I'm not too sure how I managed to not get it all over my face, but well done me. Next, I tightline with the Lord & Berry Kohl pencil. It's time for wings, and I'm using a sharp wing liner brush with MAC Black Tracks. So I'm just using a fine detailer brush here, and I've just taken a tiny bit of the Lord & Berry pencil on the tip of the brush, and I'm just working it into my lower lash line. just for a little bit of definition. After applying mascara and allowing that to dry, it is time to go in with your lashes. There it is, soft, feminine, but extremely sparkly day look. For my Daring Twist night look, I am going a little bit sassy. My base products are Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original and Inglot Eyeshadow in 328. I tightline my eyes with the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in Via Veneto. My one and only coloured product is the Flormar Matte Mono Eyeshadow in black, and the mascara I use is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. For this look, I primed all over my eyelid and up to my eyebrows, and I am setting that primer extremely heavily with the Inglot 328. This look really requires diligence when it comes to making sure your primer is set perfectly, because if you don't set it, you're not going to be able to blend the eyeshadows, and for this, or the one eyeshadow, and for this look it is crucial. Surprise, we're using sticky tape. This is actually washi tape. Now essentially what I've done here is I have laid down washi tape where I want my wings to be. This is going to help because for this look I am not using anything except a very, very pigmented black eyeshadow. If you try and do this with just like an angle brush or an eyeliner brush, it's totally doable and you can clean up with concealer and stuff like that. But for this particular eyeshadow that I'm using, I know that if I get fallout, it's kind of all over from there. The Flormar Matte Mono Eyeshadow is insanely pigmented. It is the most pigmented black eyeshadow I've ever used in my life. I do know Flormar is sold somewhere in Sydney at a counter. I have not found it yet, but I will get there one day. What I'm doing here is I'm taking an extremely small amount of the eyeshadow and I am creating a very basic wing and lining my upper lash line. I am using extremely small amounts of product at a time and I am building the pigmentation. Next, I am lengthening my wing just a little bit and then I am taking the product into my crease. Now, you need to make sure that you are looking straight ahead when you're doing this, otherwise you're not going to get that line where it's meant to be. Again, using very small amounts of product and trying to not sort of drag it across the skin. You just want it to glide over. You might see there at my inner corner where I'm sort of playing around, I've had some dragging and the brush has sort of caught other parts of my skin. Next, I am taking a very thin, tiny pencil brush and I am slowly filling in between the wing and the crease that I have created. Again, less is more. Build it up. You're kind of trying to create like a smoky gradient with the black eyeshadow. You can also do this with other colors if black is just not your thing. I've seen people do it with red on Halloween and it's beautiful. Yeah, you can do all sorts of things with this. So I've built this up to where I want it to be with color intensity, and I am now taking a very small and clean blending brush and I am essentially just going to blend this until my hands and face fall off. You don't really have to blend it if you don't want to. You can just have that sort of really crisp thing going on, but I like to smoke it out and kind of make it like a winged smoky socket eye with a little bit of extra definition. I don't blend that line in the socket to the point where it's completely blended out. I do keep a little bit of a harshness to it just to sort of give a bit of dimension to the eye, I suppose. Next, I am taking the Inglot eyeshadow in 328 and I am intensifying that tone over the naked area, I suppose. And now for the big reveal. Again, I'm just tidying up with that Inglot 328 pigment, just intensifying the color where I want it and tidying up any black bits that I don't want. Thanks to the power of editing, I now have 2 eyes complete. I wish that worked in the real world. I am now lining my eyes with the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in Via Veneto and finishing with the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. Here I am combating some first world makeup dramas. The lashes on my left eye are a lot straighter than the lashes on my right eye, so I actually curl them. I'm using the 1000 Hour Heated Eyelash Curler for this job. I really like it. You're never at the risk of like ripping eyelashes out of your eyes. I've done that before. It's not pleasant. I love this one. It's fantastic. And finally, I am going in with the lashes to finish off the look. There it is. Sassy Cut Crease Wing Night Look. Alright guys, so that is my very quick review and very long demo of the 1000 Hour Day to Night lash sets. If you would like to see or read more about these lashes, there will be a blog post linked down below in the description box. You will also find links to Beauty News and the Beauty News Facebook group, so come and hang out with us if you would like to see some shenanigans and new makeup news. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!